Hi. So our topic for this week was ecosystem living, and I just want to share a small thing which started on Wednesday, I think, when we went to the beach, and we kind of went along the shore, and I picked up a kind of this sort of threaded kind of like gray mass. Maybe we can put it up on screen, just a first frame of that. So that's kind of what it looked like. And it's mostly mussels. And I wanted to know more about it. So I've kind of gone through this process of sort of trying to unravel this kind of huge knot. So maybe we can play that now. So I was just going from the outside of this mass and slowly trying to kind of unravel it and see kind of what's why these structures created, and kind of what are what's the organizing principle, and also just kind of I was just curious. You can see the kind of black lines there are the number of these little threads which the mussels produce, called byssus, and they're a little bit like our human hair, and that's the whole reason why it's together in this kind of big lump. It's also the reason why mussels are attached to rocks and everything, so that they don't get washed away by the tide. And during the process, actually the next day I was lucky enough to meet with someone from the university here who's really super knowledgeable about ocean life, and get a little bit of an idea of what the ecosystem, specifically how mussels create ecosystems, because they're actually referred to quite often as ecosystem engineers. And that's because they create these threads, they knit themselves together, and from there they sort of create a new possibility for life to build upon them. So this morning, after kind of unwrapping this mysterious object, I was thinking about it, and I felt like it could provide some insights for us, actually, on a mini kind of manifesto, or a set of lessons on ecosystem living from the perspective of the mussel. So there's 9 short points. One is cross-generational and cross-species co-living. So one of the really interesting things I found was there's these 4 large mussels at the very heart of the object, and then the next year's mussels, the smaller ones, there's 2 different sizes, they wrap themselves around. And inside is where all of the different kinds of spiders and shellfish and small animals started living on this new ecosystem. Number 2 is no need to move all the time, just stay put. So I was really inspired by how these mussels are sessile creatures, they don't move. So maybe we also don't need to move in order to build our ecosystems. 3 is get tangled up. 4 is interface with others to create something bigger than yourself. And that's what these mussels do, they create these huge mats. 5 is ecosystem living doesn't have to be pretty. 6 is incorporate whatever floats past. And there's lots of these dead bits of broken shell and stuff which has come as these mussels, the hairs elongate slowly, just like our hairs, and the mesh opens up. And then that provides a room for these extra kind of like dead stuff to actually enter. 7 is don't preconceive your interaction with other species. And there's lots of other species, like there's these kind of worms which are living on there, and other kinds of almost like lichen-like creatures. And the only reason they're there is because it's a hard surface. They could be on a rock or anywhere else, and you shouldn't ask for more than that. They might just land on you. 8 is create an environment where you're comfortable and safe. That's what the mussels do. And 9 is incorporate technology somehow into this. And for me, the Byssus is a pretty good example, because there's a lot of scientific papers on how we can use Byssus. It basically creates a ultra strong adhesive at the end, which is how it sticks. And there's all of these people trying to figure out how we can do something like that ourselves. So this technology, I'm not sure what to call it high-tech, or to call it low-tech, or to call the Byssus indigenous technology, but somehow incorporating technology is a really important part of it. So those are my points. Thanks.